Yo, what's going on, boys? Asian Sensation back with another banger today. Yo, what is going on, boys? Asian Sensation back with another banger. Today's episode, we have the finals of my $500 prize pool tournament that I sponsored, and today we have Lokesh versus Foxito, and I'm just going to be commentating most of the games. There are a lot of games to commentate. Basically, the finals is a best of 7. But you have to keep in mind that this bracket is double elimination. So Lokesh actually hasn't lost a series yet. So if he loses to Foxito in a best of 7, they have to play another best of 7. It's like the reset series. So they're both technically in the losers bracket playing for the finals. So it could be 2 best of 7s if Foxito forces a second series. And it gets pretty intense. I mean, my favorite to win the tournament was Foxito. That's who I thought was going to win. So I don't know if he wins this or not. It could be him. It could be Lokesh. I just know it's a really good series. So if you guys enjoyed the content, let me know. Other than that, we're going to hop right into game 1. Alrighty, boys. Game 1 here. We have Foxito versus Lokesh on offside. And it looks like we have 2 different strats here. I thought this would for sure be a Heli Farm Ice mirror match because Lokesh just loves going Heli Farm Ice on this map every time, and Foxito's like the best Heli player in the world in my opinion. So I expected him to just mirror and go HFI, but he actually opted for NG, which is kind of a little mix-up and definitely not what Lokesh was expecting. But to kind of just break down these 2 players, like, I mean, I'll just kind of start off like Foxito. He can beat anyone on a good day, but Lokesh has kind of surprised some people this tournament and made it to the finals, and actually beat Foxito earlier in the tournament in a pretty close series. So that was a huge upset. And he continued to play well and make it all the way to the finals. So Lokesh is kind of on a heater coming into this matchup, which is pretty cool and exciting to see from an up-and-coming star like Lokesh. So game 1, the NG player is just going to be anti-stalling because they don't want this HFI player to have infinite money late game. Because if the Heli Farm Ice player has infinite money, they can just spam the entire map with Apaches and Ice Shards and basically just outlast the NFE player. Because NFE, it struggles a lot to ZOMGs. It's great if you have like all 3 boosts and you spam the entire map with ninjas, but it still gets outclassed late game by HFI. So it makes sense that Foxito is anti-stalling here. I'm actually going to move my cam so you guys can see the powers that they all have. So let's do that. And yeah, as you can see, Lokesh has, he's playing pretty aggressive. No, he's not. I lied. He just went first plantation. But he tried to send at the end of the round, just overwhelm Foxito, which is smart. I mean, chipping away at an NFE player's life count is pretty good because if the NFE player gets super low on lives, they're not able to tank things like leads, which are like 23 or 24 lives. I forgot which one. Or just like any camos that sneak by. Like layered rushes are the kryptonite of NFE as well as just ZOMGs. But we'll see what happens. I expect this to be a pretty aggressive game from both players. I'm playing it at 1x. We might speed up the later games, but I think this first game is kind of good because we can kind of introduce the players, kind of talk about their play styles and whatnot. Because I've played both these players before. I've played Lokesh a lot more than I've played Foxito, but Foxito's freaking killer. I think Lokesh might be slightly better at kind of like the funky maps, like boat maps, like Swan Lake maybe, or Hydro. I could see Lokesh, you know, having a 1-up on Foxito on that. But in like a Heli versus Heli matchup, I feel like Foxito just wins. But then again, he's going NG here, which means he might not be super confident in his Heli against Lokesh, or he just wants to go NFE because he thinks he can kind of find the weaknesses in Lokesh's playstyle. So we'll see what happens. It's looking like round 11's coming up. Lokesh should be fine against these whites as long as he targets his Heli well, because all he has to do is break down that white layer and then the ices can just clean everything up. He actually goes for rotors though, and he is sending those leads. Foxito's burning spikes to defend that. Kind of makes sense. Foxito's chilling though. If he gets all out of the defenders, just sell everything, get up a Sabo and boost, and you're pretty much chilling. There's no point in really all-outing the NFE player here, even though it looks like they're kind of broke. Basically, if you have a Bloon Trap and then a Plantation behind, you should be dang close to affording a Sabo. So I expect Lokesh to try to go for a bank around 14 or so. Bank has really started to take over the meta pool, and it's just really strong to get like around 13 or 14 bank with, you know, 300 to 400, sometimes even 500 eco, depending on if the game's been anti-stalled. But basically in this game, it is going to be anti-stall because these two strategies are just anti-stall strategies, just how they work. So Lokesh goes for a double ice and another heli. I assume that means he's banking this round. But he's getting sent like infinite Bloons right now. I think he has to boost that. Yeah, he does have to boost. You will have to keep in mind there is going to be a lot of screen lag. That's just how it is when people are using ice and NG. Like, it looks like someone's going to die and then they just don't. But Lokesh is getting drained here. This is looking extremely good for Foxito because Lokesh has like no eco. Obviously, he doesn't want to eco no Bloon Trap, but I think sending layered rushes early in the game might have been a better play. But he's just really focusing on getting the bank. So he gets around 16 bank with 300 eco. But he does have quite a bit of defense. So well done on Lokesh's end. I assume he's going to be sent a Moab next round, though, because he's pretty low on cash. And you can see Foxito is cooking up quite a bit of money on his own side. So I expect like a Moab with a ton of zebras or camos behind it to potentially overwhelm the heli player. That's what one would expect to see. So it looks like we do see a Moab. You can send like zebras behind, but if Lokesh gets up an ice shards, that's just going to amplify the effects of it. We'll see if he sends... Okay, Lokesh is going to rush round 18 with the natural balloons. Very great timing it with rainbows. And Lokesh might be dead to this Moab rush as well. So there's the screen lag. He survived because he had Bloon boost or Bloon Trap on boost. And it looks like Lokesh goes down to that rush. So it's 1-0 in Foxito's favor in this first best of 7. Foxito is just trying to force round 2 here. All right, we're on game 2 on Swan Lake, it looks like. So Lokesh did pick a boat map, which I figured he would do. And Boat Farm Glue is extremely good on this map. I think Boat Farm Glue and Boat Farm Mortar are the two best strategies on this map. Lokesh actually going for an anti-stall start. I don't know if I love burning a spike to do that. I think I would just adjust my boat placement in an anti-stall spot, but I guess that works. So let's see how Lokesh plays this. It's probably just both going to play like 260 eco into either a farm or a grape shot. So yeah, he goes 260 eco into farm. Pretty standard. That's one way to play the early game in an anti-stall round 1 situation such as this, but you could just go straight for the grape shot and miss out on a couple bananas as well and save yourself some lives. But looks like both players are just opting for the early spike usages, which is fine. Boat Farm Glue is extremely good. Unfortunately, Cannon Chip is like one of the worst upgrades in the game. So Camo Leads are very deadly against this loadout. The Glue Striker ability can hit Camo Leads, which is really useful. So there's no reason for your opponent to ever like all out you with camos, since the Glue Striker ability exists. And you can just use the ability to sell it and then just replace it with like a destroyer to clean things up if you really need to. Okay, so it looks like both players are trying to passive up a little bit, really just trying to get up their first plantation, which makes sense. I see what they're doing here. It's very even, like nothing's going on. Both will get their plantation and then send blacks round 6. I don't hate balloon boosting blacks round 6. It's not bad. Also, it looks like Lokesh was $16 off his plantation, so I think he would have got a couple more bananas if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, round 6, you're going to need another grape shot. So if you balloon boost right now, obviously you can't afford another grape shot, so it would probably get quite a few lives. But both players using identical boat spots, kind of expected, and not really sending too much. This is kind of a boring game. I am going to speed it up a little bit at this point because they're just passiving up a little bit. So I'll speed it up and down a little bit as we go. But it looks like Lokesh is going to send some stuff. If Foxito just gets a 1-1 on that second grape shot, he'll solo this. Pretty much no lives lost. But looks like he's just kind of passiving up. And we see a big rush from Lokesh of yellows. I expected either a boost. Didn't send enough. And Foxito counters with a large rush. And now it's just going back and forth. Foxito's just... Oh, he finally had to burn a boost. But let's slow it down again, because these next few rounds are kind of intense rounds with this loadout. So it looks like Lokesh has an eco advantage. They have identical defenses, but Foxito has like $1,300 more than his opponent. So I assume that means he's setting a big rush. Yep, there it is. There's the whites with the yellows behind it. That just forces Destroyer. And now, just like that, the eco gap is like super small. There's only a 7 eco difference. And Foxito's going to need a camo or a cannon trip here to defend camo leads. which I assume he'll upgrade his bottom boat to, because you want the top boat to be a destroyer. We do see the cannon ship play from both players. And yeah, Lokesh has a little bit more defense, but Foxito has a little bit more money. It's very even so far. And there's no real reason for Foxito to go for a farm. I mean, he can if Lokesh does, which is what just happened, but he needs to make sure he's floating enough cash to get up like a destroyer if any rush is sent. But it looks like Lokesh is really committing to just like a passive bank now. So he's not going to send anything, I don't think, till he gets up a bank, which is just letting Foxito just kind of do the same thing. So I assume they're both just going to play passive and get a bank. Let's see if I'm right. On this round, probably. Okay, Lokesh goes for it. He didn't get it off in time, though. And Foxito's going to match here. Yep. And he's floating behind cash to either afford a glue hose or a destroyer in a second glue. And he sells the second glue to get a destroyer. Well done. Pretty flawless defend on Foxito's part. And again, very even game. Oh, you mixed in some camos right there. I don't like that. I mean, at most, that forces Crow's Nest on a destroyer. I don't really like that. He's saying unlucky, because that's not a good rush, in my opinion. Round 18, natural balloons are tough. I would have liked to see some players try to rush right there, but it's kind of hard to get past destroyer, cannon ship, and a 2-1 or 2-2 glue. So we might see a Moab rush this round. The reason I say this is because there's natural leads on this round. You can kind of manipulate the targeting and block the destroyers from hitting stuff. But there was none. Instead, both players are probably going to BIA either this round or the next round. Look how identical their money is in eco. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, Lokesh does go for the round 19 BIA. And Foxito got it up as well. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, he only had a bank up at the start of the round. Could be wrong, though. So, round 20's here. This is a round where the natural balloons are really tough. There's rainbows, zebras, and everything. So, Lokesh takes advantage of that and sends a rush. Foxito really playing passive here. You must just want to take it late game. And his screen looks pretty chaotic. Gonna need a cannon ship back up for those camo leads. He does handle. Although it looks a little bit chaotic. He had to boost that. Wow. Great rush on Lokesh's end, I guess. And Foxito's just doing way too much selling and rebuying. He's losing money every time. You only get 80% back of what you paid for when you sell a tower. So if I buy a tower for $1,000, I can only sell for $800. So you're always losing money doing micro stuff like that. So it looks like we see a Moa with a bunch of camo leads. This should force glue ability. And then, honestly, even more than that. He's going to need like 4 destroyers. He asked for 3 destroyers and a boost, which works. That works. Lokesh is down to 1 boost. Foxito's down to 1 boost. Very intense stuff. Lokesh does seem to have the advantage, though. I don't think either player's cashed out their BIA yet. These leads won't do anything. Unless he mixed in camos in there, but I don't think he did. Yeah, we just see a glue hose play, and Lokesh is just full on ecoing. Does have forced defense here. Loki looks like the AI is overwhelming. I would have kept sending at this point. Look at this. He's barely defending AI. But it looks like both players turtle up, so Lokesh with a big eco lead. Again, I don't know how much are in their BIAs, but let's skip forward. Round 24 facility, I expect them to cash out round 24. So round 23 the end of round 23 is signaled by a ton of leads coming out of the screen. We might see that right about now. So this signals the end of the round. So let's see if players cash out their BIA to afford a facility. It looks like neither player does. Lokesh really hammering the eco here. And he's outplaying, dude. Like, why is Lokesh has had to sell rebuy so many times? Like, this is just not great. He needs to focus on getting more permanent defense. I don't like this game from Foxito, to be honest. But maybe we'll see a round 25 facility. Let's see. Still no cash out. I don't know when they got their BIA, but that's crazy. So it looks like Lokesh is setting up to send a Moab. All you should have to do here is get up a glue up top and then 2 more destroyers. Let's see what happens. You could boat pull this, honestly. Yeah, he goes for the boat pull play instead. Gets up a ton of destroyers, but he didn't have a top glue, so he's forced to glue storm. Again, just not optimal defending and has to burn his last boost. Lokesh is outplaying so hard this second game, which really, really ugly performance from Foxito this game. I'm not going to lie, man. Like, why are you microing the glue hose like it's the micro challenge, bro? I don't understand. But look at the ego difference. And their money difference is like, there's not really any money difference. So basically what's happening is Lokesh just has 700 more eco. And they have like the same amount of defense. So Lokesh should always win this game. I'm just going to skip forward. I expect cash outs now. Dude, when are they going to cash out? Okay, Lokesh has double fac with 2k eco. I'm just going to skip ahead. Moabs are pretty easy. Just get up some destroyers. Nothing crazy going on here. I'm just going to skip forward because, like I said, this is going to be a pretty long series. So Lokesh is just destroying. He's up like 1,000 eco. And you're going to see both players probably rush round 31. Okay, hold on. Did not expect Lokesh to randomly all out round 30. What the heck? Okay, so Foxito's spamming cannon ships? Cannon ships suck. I guess he's going to upgrade those to boat poles is my best guess. The Monkey Pirates upgrade to boat pole BFBs. And we'll see. Round 32 AI is also very difficult. Like always. So we could see, I think that's why Foxito has a Bloon Liquefier up top and Lokesh is the same because he knows round 32 is coming. He's getting 3. That's way overkill. You shouldn't need... Wait, no way he dies to AI here, right? I think Foxito's dead to the natural Bloons. No, he's good. Okay. So yeah, maybe you do need that many Bloon Liquefiers. That's crazy. But they're defending. Foxito's all out with Moabs. That's just not going to work. I'm going to skip forward. There's no way Moabs work here. Let's see what happens. And yeah, like I said, the Moabs aren't doing anything. Plus, he has his last boost in his back pocket. And that should be a GG for Lokesh. I mean, he was out playing super heavily most of that game. So, to be expected, and it is 1-1. Foxito's not defending this, chat. So, don't worry. It was getting close, though. Look at that. But yeah, 1-1. It looks like we're on Hydro Dam. This is definitely Lokesh's pick. So, I assume what happened was Game 3 got lost on Battles TV and Foxito won. So, I'm pretty sure it's 2-1. Because there's no way Foxito would pick Hydro Dam as losing. I just know that. And they said about 3 of the games got, like, bugged off Battles TV. Thanks, NK. But I believe this is Game 4. Foxito's up 2-1. So let's see how this goes. Another Boat Farm Glue mirror match on Hydro Dam this time. So let's see how this goes. I expect some interesting things to go down here. Lokesh loves counterpicking Hydro Dam, Boat Farm Glue, because he wins with it most of the time, so it makes sense. Both players not anti-stalling this time around. And going 260 eco into... Oh, wow, they're both about to leak fat. I don't love that. I think if you're going to play passive, just send it like... If you send a 252 round 2, you can afford your Grape Shot to defend no lives lost instead of losing 60 lives and a spike. Or I guess in Lokesh's situation, you just use all 3 spikes, which is equivalent of 60 lives. It's super interesting. And both players are going to be sending a lot of pinks round 4 and then plantationing up round 5. Pretty standard. Nothing out of the ordinary so far. I think full queuing pinks is fine here. Lokesh going with an interesting second boat spot. I don't like that. I think you want to hug closer to the track. That way there's less Grape Shot spread. So let's see if Foxito... Okay, they're both using that spot. Never mind. I guess this one has better map coverage, but the Grape Shot's just not as optimal as like an inner side boat where my cursor is. So, interesting plays. And Foxito is punishing the bad boat spot with these black balloons, which should get leaks. And it's looking like it is. Lokesh getting his glue, placing it really far from the track. I don't really know the reasoning behind that. Like, why not just place it, like, right here? I don't know. I guess if it can maybe reach Moabs over here, that could be the reasoning. Who knows? But interesting. So, very even so far. I mean, their defense is, like, identical. They're both going to get glue or corrosives for leads. And it's looking like this is just going to be, like, a round 13 bank type game. And we probably see rushes round 11. Let's see. It looks like there's a round 11 rush from Lokesh. And Foxito just goes for Grape Shot spam, which will get the job done. And we'll see Camel Leads forcing Cannon Trip right here. Yep, there it is. Pretty standard. Both players saving up for their bank. It's going to be a round 13 bank game, it looks like. So just very passive. Kind of nothing crazy going on. Lokesh actually kept up a plantation. Sells it. Gets a Destroyer. Oh my gosh, is he dead? Does defend. Okay. So look how even this matchup is, bro. But Foxito is floating some cash. He's going to get rushed round 15, I would imagine. No way he's just... Dude, Lokesh has, like... He can force defense so easily here. I don't know why he's not. Okay, finally rushes round 16. Should just force second Destroyer. And boost. Pretty good rush. Anytime you can get a boost from the Boat Farm Glue player, that's really good. So Lokesh going pretty aggressive there. Leaving himself with not much cash, though. So we might see, like, Foxito greed for a BIA, either this round or next round. Doesn't go for it. Instead, he's going to use his extra money advantage and send a Moab round 18. So let's see what he follows it up with. He's not just going to send a Moab. There are going to be Bloons behind. So he goes for leads with some camel leads. Because like I said, camel leads are the kryptonite, dude, bro. Like, cannon chip's so bad. We might see... Okay, so we see Glue Storm plus Destroyer Spam. Yeah. And forcing a lot of selling and rebuying. I don't like this. Like, your glue can barely see anything, bro. Like, why you place your glue so far? I don't think it can reach over here unless it's a Moab. Moab hitbox is big, but... Oh, he's dead. He's dead. That's not corrosive. He got the wrong glue ability. So, what happened there is you need a 2-4 glue. You need corrosive on your glue ability, or else it's not going to have the corrosive effect. So, that's exactly what happened. So, that's why Lokesh died. Okay, so 3-1, Foxito's advantage. Okay, I lied. I don't think that was the... I don't think that was the fourth game. I don't know the score completely here, but it's 2-1 in Foxito's favor from the games we've watched. But I think it's 3-1. I don't know. We see Heli Farm Ice mirror match here. I'm going to skip forward on this one because this is a long game. I just want to preface that. But I'll slow it down on like the important parts. But the early game in a Heli Farm Ice mirror is pretty boring. So, and like I said, we have a long series ahead, so I don't want to spend all my time commentating the most passive bank gameplay ever. That's likely what this is going to be. And it looks like they're just going BIAs, probably round 15 BIAs. Let's see. Yep, round 15 BIA. Sells, fine. Okay, so they both have BIAs. We are going to see Moabs, that's fine. If they send BFBs, they'll slow it down, because the BFB defense are actually kind of fun to watch. So they both use Ice ability. And then get up downdraft, get up ice shards. Pretty standard. So we see double downdraft from Foxito's side. He's actually sending some camos in there. And gets a boost from Lokesh. So Foxito should be able to defend this boost list with double downdraft and our rotors. Because the rotors should, or the downdraft should blow all the ceramics back into the ice shards. So since Lokesh didn't punish with any camos, he's going to be fine. Why are you sending zebras against an ice shards, Lokesh? I don't understand that. But yeah, easy defend for Foxito. Just some screen lag there. Lokesh defended as well, but screen lag. And now we skip forward because there's no rushes to really send. So let's 10x this. They're both just going to farm. Now both players probably rush around 31, 32. Oh, we actually see a Moab from Foxito. I don't like that play. Pretty easy to defend. And Foxito's burned another boost. So they both have one boost left. I don't really know what's been happening. But let's just skip forward. And see, it looks very even. I mean, like, they both have, what, 5 plantations, 5 facilities? I think Lokesh has a slight money lead, actually. But here we see rushes finally. All right, let's slow things down. So both players rushing round 33, all outs from both players. This is when things get intense because these matchups become nail biters because you never know who's going to die first. Sometimes, obviously they have the same loadouts, so you would think that their towers perform the same and they should be able to defend just as long as each other. But it also depends on who sent more, who gets up more Apaches. And Foxito actually layering some BFBs over the top of his rush. And he only has 2 Apaches. 3 Apaches. 4 Apaches, maybe. But neither player has that many Apaches. And you really just want to make sure you have the ice stall going. The ice ability freezes 2 layers, so it's going to shred or slow down the ZOMG layer and the BFB layer. But as soon as the BFB layer pops into Moabs, those Moabs will be full speed unless you use the absolute zero ability again. You kind of have to make sure you're constantly ice stalling with this loadout, especially when the Moabs get stronger. So it looks like both players are defending? Why does it look like they're both defending? Okay, it looks like Foxito's defending, but I don't think Lokesh is defending. Is that a good assumption? Because that's what it kind of looks like. Both players still have their boost, though. I feel like they're both going to defend, but obviously, I don't know. They don't have money to send anything other than this, though. So does it just become a stalemate? Oh, no. Lokesh is so dead. What the heck? How did Foxito defend so much better? I think it was just better heli targeting and better ice shards plays, I guess. Or he just sent a bigger rush. I don't know. Actually, this is really close. I told you it would come down to the freaking wire. It's coming down to the wire. Lokesh isn't even trying to pop those ZOMGs. He doesn't want to. He's sending zebras or rainbows. Lokesh is going to win this, I think. Yeah, wow. Lokesh won, even though he had a worse defend, but that actually helped him. So we're just going to call it at 3-2 right now. And we're going to go to Yellow Brick Road. Another Heli Farm Ice Mirror. I'm telling you guys, these guys love their Heli. They love their Heli, man. YBR is kind of a tough map. It really is. It's one of my favorite maps, but it's a difficult map. Heli Farm Ice is probably the meta on this map. But it's not easy. Same with Dart's also like not super easy on this map. NG Farm Spac's pretty good as well on this map. There's a lot of different strats that are viable on this map, which is why I like YBR as a map overall. But we are going to see how this one kind of goes down. I'm going to try to keep the recording under an hour, but that's going to require me to speed things up quite a bit, I think. Like I said, there's a lot of games. Okay. So, yeah. Foxito hasn't even gotten up ice yet. There he goes. And you can see that ice spot's pretty good. It has great range on that bend. Alright, so round 7's here. They both get their plantation round 7. I assume this will just be another like round 14 bank type game. And yeah, man, if you're not banking like in competitive, you're doing it wrong, man. Bank's just so strong. One of the best upgrades. Well, BIA is one of the best, and obviously bank is a prerequisite to getting a BIA. But you can see they're both utilizing a triple ice tech. So those ices are placed very strategically and shoot at alternating times, which makes it extremely strong. And obviously the heli can just shred the white and zebra layers to have the ices just clean up everything else. So you'll see that right here, like the heli shreds the zebras and the ice just stalls and pops everything else. Their farms are really good. Another very even game. That's how it's going to be when the best players are using the same strat. They're going to play very similarly. That's why their ecos are like the same. They're both going to bank here around 14. Like, unless someone rushes, they might. But I believe they're both going to... Oh, Lokesh does get rushed by Foxito. Sets up a triple ice. Keeps his rotors up top on lock in place so that it pops the zebras when so he doesn't have to move his heli down. That makes sense. Now it's going to be a round 15 bank from Lokesh. Foxito could have went for it round 15, but he could have got punished. So he's going for a safe play. Let's see how he handles this. Does not get the bank off. Wow. And just like that, Lokesh has a big lead. All right. So, looks like we're seeing a round 18 rush with some camos to force a boost. Lokesh reeks down to 4 lives. See, Lokesh locks his heli in place a lot. I've noticed that. And that almost got him killed. That's his only camo protection. Well, now he's got a 1-2 heli, but... Again, now it's like pretty even. Are we going to see cash outs for BIAs? Probably not. Maybe. Nope, neither player BIAs. It looks like Lokesh sends a BFB and Foxito doesn't. Maybe Foxito's going to defend this one and then send one. Let's see. So he goes for the ice shards and the ice stall. Some Camgrow leads. I don't really like that rush. Really expensive. This defense will hold on boost if he wants to boost. Might not even need it. Does use it. And we're going to see him sell and get his BIA this round. He's going to send a BFB back at Lokesh. And he really... Foxito needs to get his BIA. I think he realizes that. So let's see if he gets it up. And he waits. He doesn't even get it up. He must be planning a round 22 rush. He is planning a round 22 rush. Sends some leads. And gets up his BIA. So they both have BIAs. Lokesh got a money lead, though. And I think he's got more cooked up in his BIA. Let's skip forward here. Another BFB send. Hold on. Slow things down. So this is just going to be an ice stall into rotor or downdraft spam, I'd imagine. Now, there is a good play to save your ice stall until you pop it into Moabs right now. So that's what Foxito does. This way, the ceramics will be half speed because... As I mentioned earlier, the ice stall affects 2 layers. So it's going to make the ceramics and the Moabs half speed, which makes the downdraft way easier and more effective at handling like the insides of Moabs. So good play there. Looks like we have round 24 here. Lokesh with a money lead. Very nicely done. And it looks like round 25 is here. Let's slow things down. Round 25 can get spooky. It is a very difficult AI round. If people sneak in camos, it can be deadly. So let's see if anything happens here. I don't think anything will, but you never know. As long as the ice shards cooperate, you should be able to defend. It looks like Foxito's just dead. He sent some cam grow zebras in there with regular zebras behind it. I don't think that does anything. Lokesh is setting up a sextuple ice over there, it looks like. Interesting. Not sure what that tech is. But you do you. And round 26 is here. More ceramics. Woohoo. Are we going to see any sneaky camo rushes or anything like that? Is someone about a DC or what is going on here? I think someone's dying here. The rainbows are rainbowing. And Lokesh is just dead. Okay. So I believe that series is over. Lokesh just lost. Foxito forced the reset. I'm pretty sure from those games. Alright, so Foxito did confirm that he won 4-3 in the first series. So I assume that means Lokesh won this game. Let's just skip forward and see. Actually, dude, I might have been recording for 30 minutes. I'm just gonna skip that game. No, I'm not. We're gonna skip forward. I'll skip to the end game though. It's a 15-minute game. Alright, boys, we got the last 5-ish minutes of this game. I do kind of want to commentate it, I'm not gonna lie. So it looks like we have Heli Farm Ice versus Heli Farm Glue on this map. Really interesting, because you don't typically see Heli Farm Ice on this map. Reason being, the ice spots just aren't amazing. And so that's why people go Heli Farm Glue, but it looks like Foxito opted for Ice, which is interesting. And I think, if I remember right, Lokesh does win this game. But I could be completely wrong. Again, I don't know. But this game looks pretty even. I mean, like, looking at it right now, Foxito has a little bit more defense on the map than Lokesh. Because he has ice. He needs to get up an Apache. But yeah, both players have 3 facilities. Working on 4. And yeah, their ecos are, like, identical. Okay, I'm going to skip forward now because I mean, Lokesh will get up an Apache probably, like, next round, because eventually you just need an Apache, so we'll see. But let's skip forward. Maybe not. I guess you're just fine with freaking road. There's the Apache. Okay. So I expect Lokesh not to rush round 32, because round 32, Ice Shards is just OP AF, because of all the group ceramics. But maybe he'll rush. No, no rush. Neither. Okay, wait. Foxito is starting his rush round 32. He only sent like 3 ZOMGs, but this is really effective because it forces Lokesh to sell his farms and get up defense. So it takes away his farm money to get up more defense. So now we see Lokesh starting his rush round 33, which I think is the correct play. Because like I said, round 32 Ice Shards are just so strong, you don't really want to rush it. So both players are commencing their all-out. And one thing that's interesting, let's slow this down. Now, these helis look weird, and you might be thinking, why do they have, like, the red thing on the outside? That means they have it upgraded to either a 4-1 or 4-0, not having camo detection, because you don't need camo detection. You can save money by just getting up 4-1 Apaches. So having the bigger jets so you can move them around quicker, I think, is essential, but we can see both players are trying to defend. Honestly, Lokesh looks like he's dying. I don't even know if he's trying to defend or not. It looks like he's hovering his helis over the Moab, so I assume he is trying to defend, but both players look kind of... Their screens are a little chaotic here. Now, one thing I should note is that Ice slows down Moab-class Bloons a little bit more than the good old Glue Gunner. If I'm not mistaken, I could be completely wrong on this, but I think the right side Glue slows Moabs down by 3 divided by 7%. So roughly, what is that? Hold on. That's like 43-ish% if I could do my math in my head. Whereas Ice is 50%. So I'm not 100% sure if that's right or not, but it's somewhere around there. It's less than Ice, I can tell you that. So that could be the deciding factor in a matchup like this, but looks like both players are struggling. Foxito still has a boost, though. That is big. Does it matter here? Let's see. And it looks like Lokesh is just dead, bruh. Foxito uses his boost. Can he fend off these Bloons before Lokesh goes down? Looking like he is. It looks like on my screen, Foxito's winning this. And yeah, he does. Okay, so somehow Foxito won that. I don't really know. But we're just gonna go to the next series, because, yeah. So, like I mentioned, like 3 or 4 of the games got, like, disrupted on Battles TV. I don't know. NK, we should fight in the ring, if I can find that footage. But let's go to the next series. Next series is another best of 7. So, let's update the bracket, boys. Let's update the bracket. All right, baby. We got the grand finals here. Foxito beat Lokesh 4-3. And we are in a reset, so it's a new best of 7. So yeah, you can see me right here. I'll finish at the top 6. I'm happy with that. These are the best players in the world. So, pretty cool. All right, let's get it. Okay, I kind of lied there. I may have lied. I don't know. There's 4 games left that I can visibly see. Apparently there was a water hazard game in the last series that we didn't get to see. I don't know. I think that Blast of Populous game was from this second series? This is super confusing to me. But I think Foxito's up 1-0? I don't know. But we have offside another HFI mirror. I'm sorry. Like, I don't enjoy HFI mirrors, bro. They're not that fun. Late game's fun when they're both defending at the same time. That's fun. But, like, bruh, it's sleeper, man. So we're just going to skip forward. Spoiler, this is a 14-minute game, which is why I'm skipping forward. But they're both going to bank. Round 14. Here we go. Yep, there's the bank. Nothing crazy going on. Foxito does force a boost, though. And I wish there was a 20x button. 10x seems too slow. Okay. Foxito's defending. Their ecos are identical. Their farms are, like, identical. Very even so far. To be expected from top players. Except Lokesh has been milked of all 3 boosts. So, they're pretty tied in farms, but Lokesh being down 2 boosts probably just loses him this game. But I've seen crazier things, so we'll see. But I think that is going to play a big role in who wins this game. You would think. You never know, though. So both players started their rushes. Let's slow things down here, boys. Back to 1x. Okay. So, Apache count. We see Lokesh with 3 Apaches. We see... I believe there's 4 Apaches on Lokesh, or Foxito's side. But, he has 2 boosts, too. And he has a farm up there he can sell. There, he sells the farm to get up a 5th Apache, I believe. He's got more defense. I think, honestly, Foxito should just defend this. Let's skip forward. Foxito should just defend. Using that last boost. Let's see. We're in the last 30 seconds of this game. And honestly, either player could win here. Although it looks like Foxito has outplayed this game so far by saving his boost. But this still looks extremely scary. Lokesh might win this. I actually don't know who wins this game, so... He's constantly ice stalling Foxito is to make sure those mobs are half speed, because that's going to win him the game. But I think he's just dead. I think Foxito loses, right? Oh my god. No! Lokesh loses! Okay, wow. So Foxito wins that game. We go back to Swan Lake in another mirror match. Bow Farm Glue. Skipping forward. Skipping forward, chat. I'll commentate the last game fully. Because I just will. But maybe the last 2 games. We'll see. So, yeah. Like, we saw this matchup already in the first series. Like, this is Lokesh's counter. He likes the boat maps. We know that. This is pretty even once again. Just like the exact same as the last game. Except, oh, slow things down. No, never mind. He's going to bank up. So no rushes. So they're both banking up. And we, wait. Okay, Bopal's the Moab. Wow, that was fast. Another Moab, Bopal. And now BIA. BIA. And now another Moab, boost. Okay. So Lokesh with more eco once again. Did we already watch this game? I feel like I already watched this game. Like, I feel like the same thing happened last series. Where Foxito just kept buying way too much defense. This time he's actually keeping a glue hose up top, though. He's not just microing the glue striker ability left and right. But Lokesh outplaying once again on this map. 350 eco lead. Okay, we see a round 30 all out. Wow. I like this play. I actually like this. It's just not an easy defend with Boat Farm Glue. However, when Foxito has 2 boosts, I think it's too early. Round 30 is not the strongest, man. So I'm going to show you guys a ramping stat after this game. But basically, most of these UMGs are around 30 ramping strength. I think there's a couple on the tail end that are around 31 strength. But that can actually make a big difference. It looks like round 32 is here. Someone might die to all the ceramics. Is someone going to die to the AI ceramics? We see Foxito going with the glue ability. He might be dead to the AI, though. Yes, he is! He chokes the AI. But yeah, I'll show you guys a ramping stat. Because I think it is interesting and like something not a lot of people know. I was gonna make a video, but alright, so if you go into the Ninja Kiwi Discord and go to BTD Battles 1, and then you go to the pinned messages, here you can see the ramping stats. Super interesting. Okay, so I'll zoom in on this for you guys. All right, here we go. Ramping stats, boys. Here we go. Okay, before round 30, Moab class Bloons have half HP. Round 30 and 31, Moab class Bloons are full HP. Okay, so never mind. Round 30 are the same health as round 31 COMGs. That's interesting. So it actually makes sense for him to send round 30 instead of round 31. Round 32 onwards, they gain 40% HP and 20% speed based off the original stats of the Bloon every round. This is why you're often told to rush around 30 to 32. Speed increases the base speed of Bloons by 40%. I don't know. Interpret this as you will. But obviously every round after 32, things get stronger and faster. So there you go. Okay, boys, we are back on Hydro Dam for another mirror match, man. Another Boat Farm Glue. Another Boat Farm Glue, man. So, we'll see how this one goes. Lokesh got a nice little win there on Swan Lake once again. Can he win on Hydro Dam after not getting up the corrosive glue on his glue ability last round on this map against Foxito? Can he learn from his mistakes? Let's find out, chat. Let's find out. Alrighty, so I'm skipping ahead here because I just don't really want to commentate this early game. I'm sorry, it's just not super entertaining. So we're going to skip along here. I probably will slow down for round 11 because sometimes people rush round 11. But other than that, I don't think there's anything that goes on. So let's see. Round 11 looks like he's going to be leading with the lead, which means round 11 rush coming. I see some whites in the queue. Yep, there it is. Alright, so this should just force Destroyer or Boat. Grape Shot spam works as well. So that works. Alright, Lokesh with a little bit higher eco. Both players going to force the cannon trip here. There's the cannon trip. And I don't like this boat spot. Like, I'd rather have a Destroyer over here. And I think Lokesh is going to probably place another boat over here. Let's see if he banks right here, though. They both bank. Now, Foxito probably rushes here. Yep, to force the sell of the plantation. Did we watch this game? I feel like we watched this game. Maybe I'm tweaking, but this seems the exact same as last time. But no, it's not, because it's only 6 minutes. Alright, so... Oh, Foxito had the boost. Maybe it... Dude, this feels like the exact same game. Foxito with an advantage here. Money wise. Slow it down to 1 times. Okay. Goes for the camel leads again. Let's see how Lokesh handles this. Goes for the Glue Striker ability once again. Double Destroyer, triple Destroyer. Sells his bank to Glue Stall. He's living. Wait, this is the last game. I swear this is the last game. I'm pretty sure we just showed you the same game. Because that was definitely the same game, bro. Alright, well, that was just in case you missed it. Alright. Final game here, boys. I don't know who wins. I just know the series is, like, super close right now. And this is the last game of the series. So it's Temple. And this is super interesting. Because we finally have a matchup that is super fun to watch. Heli Farm Ice versus Dart Farm Super. Now, if you aren't super aware of how these strategies work, Heli Farm Ice, it's a great strategy. However, it gets out late gamed by either very, very passive Dart Farm Ace or Dart Farm Super. So because of that, the Heli player anti-stalls. Anti-stalling on screen. I probably already put this on screen earlier in the video. Maybe I didn't, but there's the definition. Right there. All right? And very, very useful for the Heli player in this matchup. You need to nerf the Super Monkey player so much. If the Super Monkey player gets 3 BIAs round 20, game over. Heli player loses because of how strong Super Monkey is late game. But Super Monkey strats need so much money to be effective. So, Locash is going to be forced to just farm. Eco via farms. That's how he wins this game. The way Foxito wins this game is he anti-stalls. But he can't really do that right now. Because look, there's pinks being set. He needs to set up a double ice here. Set up a double ice. And then move your heli up. That's what I would do. Let's see if Foxito does anything here. Because if he's just having his heli chase, these rounds are going to be stalled out McGee, dude. So this is a very stalled out round. Don't love that on Foxito's end. I would have set up a double ice, move my heli on the top, and then call it a day. He might do that right here. Dude, there's no way Foxito's just keeping his heli down there. Move your heli. Up top. There you go. He's listening. All right. So now Foxito's got his heli up there, which is really good for him. Because now he can focus on the natural bloom path and just pop. That's what you got to do. So this is super exciting. There's $500 on the line. $400 for the winner. $100 for second place. So the way I set up the prize pool, I just really wanted to glorify the winner. I don't like 300, 200. It'd be an all right split. But I like just having so much pressure to win $300 more. I think that's so much cooler. So we might see players choke here because obviously the nerves might get to him. There's a lot on the stake or on the line. Also, NK so graciously provided an insane amount of merch vouchers. So I reached out to NK. I probably mentioned this in an earlier tournament video, but I reached out to some of my contacts at NK because, you know, we got the Asian Sensation plug. They're like, oh, yeah, my boy AS? Yeah, we'll do whatever he wants. But I reached out, I was like, hey, you know, I've been doing some tourney videos on my channel. They've been performing pretty well, great exposure for the game. Is there any interest in potentially sponsoring a tournament with some merch giveaways or something, like some NK merch? And they responded with, sure, how do merch vouchers for first, second, and third place sound? I'm like, heck yeah. So I said, sweet. I never received the details till like the day before finals. And they're like, oh, sorry, we never got back to you. And then they're like, yeah, we'll give $150 in merch to the winner, $100 in merch vouchers for second place, and $50 for third. So they gave $300 in merch, bro, which is insane. So there's technically like an $800 prize pool for this tournament, which is like pretty awesome. And super appreciative of NK doing that. Like, that blew my mind. That shows that they still care about this game and the community in some way. So super cool to see that. Now let's just go back to the gameplay. So obviously, okay, Locash is doing all right. I mean, he has 400 eco double plant. That's not bad at all. However, he has like the absolute minimal defense to defend right now. If Foxito forces Locash to sell his bank, Foxito should just win the game. So we'll see what ends up happening, but Foxito goes for the bank here. And the reason he can go for the bank punish free is because if Locash rushes here, he just kills his game. Because he needs to bank this round or else he just loses. He just does. He's having like a round 15 or 16 bank is way too slow for Dart Farm Super. So you can't really do that. So you can see Foxito's just keeping his heli up top because he knows Locash isn't going to rush him. Locash needs all the money he can get to A, bank, and then B, be able to defend a round 15 rush. Looks like he banks. He's going to leave up. No, he choked it. That's the nerves right there. He wanted to keep his plantation, but as a result, he missed out on 30 eco. That's crazy. Okay. So we expect a round 16 rush from Foxito. Let's see. Looks like Locash rushes as well. We probably see a boost from both players. Oh, a very small rush. The ceramics is good though, because the darts are usually chasing and it causes like super fast pink balloons to slide on through. So it looks like Locash defends with spikes instead. So nicely done. He's chilling, but Moabs are such a pain on this map for dart players. So we're 100% going to see a Moab from Foxito. Locash has a couple plays. He can cash out his bank and sell a jug and spolt and probably afford a fan club. That way he can defend boostless. There's also a play where you get up a 1-2 Laser Blast, and that can potentially solo a non-Bloon boosted Moab, but he's sending Foxito and Moab. I think that's a bad play. I don't agree with that. Why are you playing aggressive against a Heli Farm Ice player? I don't understand that when you have Dark Farm Super. I completely disagree with that rush. Maybe he just wins the game here, but I don't think so. Okay, no, he doesn't. So, sure, you get a boost out of the HFI player, but it doesn't matter. Like, now you're getting out-farmed, and Foxito's sending a Moab now, as he should. And let's see how Lokesh opts to defend this. If he gets up like 3 more Trip Darts, he can defend on boost. But he might just opt for... Okay, he places a Super and then boosts. And gets up a Laser Blast, and then puts his Jug on first, probably? Yep, that's exactly what he does. But the problem is, Foxito's just going to send him another one. Like, only having a bank and 500 eco here is terrible. Like, the problem is now you just get drained. And guess what? The anti-stall is not going to stop, probably. Well, maybe it will. But either way, so Lokesh does finally get a BIA, but it's too late, I think. I feel like this is just over. Because he just needs to get a BIA like round 16 at the very latest to win. He can't be getting around 20 BIAs. So some camo ceramics. Does that force a boost? It might. Oh my gosh. Spooky rush. Very sneaky. Oh, Lokesh's Jug is on first. That might kill him. What is this rush? Zebras, whites, forces ice shards and double ice. Triple ice. Very good rush on Lokesh's end. However, Foxito's T1 ice, so he sets up an insane triple ice to defend that. Super well played. And yeah, I mean, like, if Lokesh gets sent as UMG, he's going to have to sell all his farms to defend it. And so we might see something like that. Let's skip forward a little. Actually, let's wait, because round 22 is a difficult round. Lokesh will either need a second Jug. Yeah, he'll need a second Jug to defend round 22. Foxito's going for a farm. Foxito probably goes for like a downdraft round 22. I think that's an alright play. He's still keeping his helis up top to try to make sure these rounds are short. I would rush. Yeah, he's going to rush. I was going to say, I kind of like a Moab here. If he does send a Moab, he also might have to boost to these ceramics if his ice shards doesn't cooperate. We see another boost on Lokesh's end. Foxito defends that. And just like that, Lokesh is out of boosts. He's got 1,000 eco, which is okay, but not a great spot. Not a great spot for Lokeshi. So let's skip forward slightly to round 24, because round 23 is really long and boring. And as soon as he leads, I'll slow it down. Right about now. See, look how long this round is, bro. I've been sitting here for an hour already. Oh, we see a Moab from Lokeshi. Round 23. Horrible rush. That's not going to force anything. Oh, I guess he's trying to break the anti-stall? Not worth it. Not worth it. I don't like this rush at all, man. I don't like Lokesh sending these rushes. He needs to passive up. He needs money. So he forced the Apache, but the Apache was going to be inevitable. The reason is, now, guess what Foxito can do? He can just put his heli at the top of the map, and these rounds are going to be anti-stalled. That means it's less money for the Super Monkey player, which means GG. Like, I just don't see how Lokesh can win this game, but, I mean, maybe. Maybe. Round 25, if I'm Lokesh, now is actually a reasonable time to rush because it forces your opponents to get more defense. Apache does not solo round 25 if balloons are being sent their way. So Lokesh gets sent another Moab, has to fan club. Unfortunate. See, right now, if Lokesh sent something, it would overwhelm Foxito. He can barely defend the AI ceramics because Apache just sucks against balloons. It's actually like glitched, but I won't go into the details. So Lokeshi, round 25, doesn't even have a facility. That's not good. That's tough. This is tough. This game probably ends like round 32, I would imagine. I would imagine what happens is Foxito starts his rush like round 30. And then just infinite queues ZMGs. That's what I would do. So let's skip forward. Let's see what happens. Foxito just chilling. He probably gets up a little bit more defense around 27. Or does he just solo with Apache? He solos with Apache. Okay. Okay. So Lokesh, 4 facilities around 28. Could be worse. Definitely be worse. But yeah, just not enough money. Like, Temple's not that long of a map for the Scent Path. Okay, as expected, round 30 ZMG is coming. And Lokesh goes for permanent defense. This is good. This is very good. You don't just want to get up like 1 Tech Terror at the bottom and then just sell that and rebuy to defend as another ZMG. You want to get some permanent defense, which is why he's getting a Sun God. But this is like such a tough spot for Lokesh. And he has to make sure he has Jugs up so he doesn't die like camos. So you can see he has a Robo Monkey in a spot that would be good for Attack Terror. That's because it is going to be Attack Terror. So as soon as these BFBs are like half damage, you can one-shot it with a TT. If it's round 30 or 31. Round 32's here. Be fine for Lokesh. Fine. Or not for Lokesh, for Foxito. I guess both players will be fine. But yeah, Lokesh just needs to get up permanent defense. I think you need to go for another Sun God here. I think it's like worth it to sell a farm. Like this is just such a tough spot to even win this game at this point. But Lokesh is drained. He has no tower boost to fall back on. And when you don't have boost, it's actually better to go for Robo Monkeys. And we see some Camgro's Rainbows. Interesting. I mean, he has like 5 Jugs. That shouldn't do anything. Lokesh finally starts his all out, but I think it's too late. I think it's too late. So Lokesh is going to have to somehow defend probably these first 3 ZOMGs if he wants to win. Because, oh no. Not looking good. But yeah, this is where having a stall is so advantageous. Like, Lokesh just has half as long to defend as Foxito does because of the ice stall. Ice stalls are so good. And yeah, Lokesh is just dead here. I'm just going to say it, boys. There's no way he's defending here. He's literally selling all his defense to Tech Terror. So Foxito's taking his victory lap, basically, here. And Foxito takes down Lokesh. Or does he? No, he leaks down to 1 life. Can Lokesh win here? No, he can't. He can't. There's no way. There's nothing he can do. There's nothing he can do. He just lose. It's just painful death now. But, GG, man. Lokesh lost 2-4 that series. So, Foxito did the impossible. Won back-to-back series against Lokesh. Takes it down. Wins the tournaments. Takes home $400 plus $150 in merch. That's an insane payout. So, super fun tournament to host. I hope you guys enjoyed the commentary on these games. It's kind of hard for me to like commentate. It's not something I do often, like other people's games. But let me know what you thought. I figured I'd have to cover the finals. Like, I'm not just gonna freaking just show my games, you know. So, wanted to show you guys who would win. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember to subscribe. And I'll put the final bracket on screen right now if you want to watch or check it out. But we'll do that right now. And there you fricking go, man. There's your winner. Foxito takes home the W. And yeah, like I said, if you enjoyed, hit that subscribe button. I would appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.